Welcome to LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Instrumentation and Control Engineering. I am your instructor Jayesh Prajapati. In this session, we will discuss the subject that is Industrial Drives and Control. So let us start. Unit number 5, that is Frequency Control Induction Motor Drives. That is chapter number 5. In our previous session, we will also discuss some content of chapter number 5, Frequency Control Induction Motor Drives. So in our previous session, we have already discussed the static frequency changer circuit, also the basic construction and working of induction motor, and also in our previous session we will discuss the inverter, that is half bridge or MC Murray inverter, full bridge inverter and its operation. So that we have already discussed in our previous session. Now in this session we will discuss the content, that is a speed control induction motor, then voltage hertz strategy in inverter fed induction motor drives. So these are two main important topic for this chapter, because actually in the drive circuit we have to control the speed. So first of all, the first topic, that is a speed control, then voltage hertz V by F strategy for induction motor drives. So that is the content that we have to study in this chapters, in this session. So let us start. Speed control. So basically in the induction motor we have to vary the input voltage, and a induction motor is AC motor, so we have to vary voltage or frequency. So that's why we can call it as a V by F method. So how it can be happen, that study in this speed control. Speed control is achieved in the induction driver induction motor by means of variable frequency. Okay, when we vary the frequency, that times the speed of induction motor can be varied. Then apart from the frequency, the applied voltage need to be varied to keep the air gap flux constant. Okay, whenever the frequency or applied voltage is varied, but that times the air gap flux in this between the stator and rotor, that will be a constant. Okay, then air gap flux induce EMF in AC machine, that is given by the equation, that is E1 is equal to 4.44 k omega phi m Fs into T1, that is called equation number 1. So we already study in the electrical machine the air gap flux equation E1 4.44 Fs phi m kW into T1. Now here the kW1, that is called stator winding factor, then phi m, that is a peak air gap flux, and Fs, that is a supply frequency, and T1 is equal to the number of turns per phase in the stator. And neglecting the stator impedance Rs plus J X1s, the induced EMF approximately equal to the supply phase voltage. So that is given by this equation. You can see the supply phase voltage, that is equal to, almost equal to E1. So that's why we have write this equation number 2. Okay, so here we have neglect the stator impedance, and then we can say that the phase voltage, that is equal to the induced voltage. Okay, now the flux, that is written as a phi m is equal to V phase divided by KB into Fs, that is supply frequency, and KB is one of the factor. So in this way we can write this because flux that is equal to voltage divided by kb into fs. Okay, that is equation number 3, where kb is equal to 4.44 kW1 into T1, that is equation number 4. And if kb is constant, the flux is approximately proportional to the ratio between the supply voltage and frequency. So here in the equation number 3, if kb is constant, then we can say that flux is directly proportional to the V by F method. Okay, so that's why we can write here phi m is proportional to V phase divided by Fs proportional to K into Vf. Okay, here K into Vf, that is the ratio between voltage and frequency. Okay, so that is equation number 5. So here we have explained speed control. So actually in this speed control you can see basically we have to vary the voltage and frequency, because voltage, if we vary the voltage, then frequency is constant, but the our flux will maintain to constants. So that's why we can write here flux is proportional to V by F. Okay, voltage and frequency ratio. So we have to maintain the flux constant or KVF constant. Okay, so that is the speed control basics of this speed control of induction motor drives. So now we have to discuss the control strategy, how we can control the induction motor drives. So depending on voltage and frequency ratio, it can be classified as a first, that is the constant V by F control method. That is the most important method for in this chapter. Then the second topic, that is constant slip speed control. Then third method, that is a constant air gap flux control. And fourth method, that is a vector control method. So that are the 4 methods to control the speed of induction motor. Now let us start the first method, that is a constant V by F control method. So that is the most important topic for this chapter. So let us start. First of all, we have to draw the figure for depending between the voltage and frequency. So we have to write a relation between frequency and voltage. So we have to draw some figures. So let us start to draw figure. First, that is a resistance Rs. Then the inductance, that is J into X1S. Then we can take as another impedance, that is on rotor side, we can say that. And the resistance, that is a variable resistance R1 RR divided by C. And on the center portion we have to connect the we can say that is a no load circuit. Also we have as we have draw the equivalent circuit for induction motor drives, and that is input side, that is voltage VAS. Okay, stator supply voltage, and here E1, that is a induced voltage. Okay, so if we draw the current, then current from stator side IS, then rotor side, then no load current I0, and here we can say that IC current, resistor RC, and here we can say that magnetizing current. Okay, IM, that is magnetizing current. And that is the figure for equivalent circuit of induction motor drives. Okay, we have already studied this equivalent circuit for electrical machine subject also. Okay, so basically in the this equivalent circuit, one of the side, that is stator side, one of the side, that is rotor side, and center, that is no load circuits. So that is the equivalent circuit for induction motor. So now from this relation we have to explain the relation between voltage and frequency. So that's why the applied phase voltage from the equivalent circuit is, we can write as a VAS1 is equal to E1 plus IS1 in the bracket RS plus J X1S. Okay, that is equation number 6. Okay, so that is a applied voltage for this equivalent circuit, where IS1, that is a fundamental stator phase current, then the dependence of phase voltage on stator impedance drop in per unit is derived as follow. Okay, now we have to explain this in per unit system also. Okay, here we have used 1 AS1, then ASN, that is normalized. That's why we can use a per unit system. So here for per unit system, we divide the every value by the base value. Okay, we know that the per unit definition, every is divided by the base value. So here we have divided this equation number 6 with the base value VB. Okay, so VAS1 divided by VB is equal to E1 divided by VB plus IS1 divided by VB in the bracket RS plus J X1S. So from this equation we can write in the simple manner like in this way: VAS1 VASN is equal to E1N plus IS1N RM RSN plus JX1SN. That is equation number 7. So in this way we can write this equation. Now here VASN, that is equal to VAS1 divided by VB into the per unit system. The relationship between the applied phase voltage and frequency in the general is written as a VAS is equal to V0 plus KVF into Fs. Okay, so in this way we can write the relation between the voltage, then applied voltage and frequency. Equation number 8, where V0 is equal to IS1 into RS. Okay, so that is a V0 equation. V0, that is a offset voltage to overcome the stator resistive drop. Okay, so that is a V0 is the offset voltage to overcome the stator resistive drop. Now we know that the fundamental RMS voltage for the 6-step waveform, that is V phase, that is equal to VAS divided by root 2. So we can write here 2 divided by pi V DC. Okay, we can convert this by DC. Okay, so V 2 by pi VDC divided by root 2. In this way we can write this equation. So here V phase is equal to 0.45 VDC. Okay, if we convert the phase voltage into the VDC, then its variation, that is 0.45. So we can say that that is equation number 9. Now in the normalized form we can write as a VASN, that is normalized form, applied voltage VAS into N. So VASN is equal to V phase divided by root 2, that is equal to V phase, that is equation number 9. So we can write as a 0.45 VDC divided by VB, because that is a normalized equation. Okay, now VASN is equal to 0.45 VDC into N, that is equation number 10. So here that is a relationship between voltage and DC voltage relationship. Okay, now here VON, that is equal to V0 divided by VB, that is we can say that offset voltage V0 in normalized form we can write as a VON is equal to V0 divided by VB, that is per unit system. Okay, and E1N is also write in normalized form, that is E1N divided by VB, that is equal to KVF Fs divided by KVF FB. So we can write here KVF cancel and it can be write like FSN. Okay, in per unit system. Now here E1n is equal to E1 divided by VB, and here we can write voltage that is equal to Im into Xm and Ib into Xb. So that's why we can write here like J. So we have divide this Xm. Okay, so Xm is equal to J Im omega S into Lm divided by Ib omega B into Lb. And here we can write as a J into lambda M divided by lambda B into omega S divided by omega B. And here it can be write in normalized form like J is equal to lambda Mn omega S into N, and where lambda is equal to lambda M is equal to Im into Lm, and lambda B is equal to Ib into Lb, where the Xm that is a mutual flux linkage. Okay, so that's why we can use this equation. Now Im that is equal to Is1 divided by Ib per unit, and Rsn, if we have convert the resistance into the normalized form, then it will be Ib into Rs divided by Vb per unit, and X1n that is equal to L1S into Ib into omega S divided by Vb, that is equal to L1S omega Sn per unit. Okay, so that is the equation that we have to derive. And last, the equation that is lambda Mn that is equal to lambda M divided by lambda B per unit. Now from this equation, if we have to explain, then the per unit fundamental input phase voltage, that is VASN, is equal to ISN into Rn plus J omega M in the bracket from lambda Mn plus L1Sn into ISN into per unit system, where we can say that Rsn that is per unit stator resistance, then lambda Mn that is a per unit air gap flux linkage, then L1Sn that is per unit stator leakage inductance, then omega M that is a per unit stator frequency. And in the normalized input phase stator voltage, we can write in this way. Okay, VASN in the under root ISN Rn Rsn whole square plus omega M square in the bracket lambda Mn plus L1Sn into ISN whole square per unit. Okay, where 0.45 VAS VDCN that is equal to V1 plus Fsn, that is come from our previous equations, is equal to V1 plus E1n, and here VDCN we can write as a 2.22 V1 plus Vfsn. Okay, here you can see if we have divided the 0.45 on the back side, so its equation like this: VDC that is equal to 2.22 in the bracket V1 plus Fsn, where VDCN is a DC link voltage in per unit. Okay, and E1n is a funda normalized induced EMF. Okay, now from this equation, if we have to draw the voltage and Hertz strategy in the inverter fed induction motor drives, then it will be like this. You can see in the figure. First we have to take the control rectifier, and the input for the control rectifier, that is a 3-phase AC supply, then that is connected with this DC link. Okay, DC link filter. Then this capacitor is connected to maintain a constant DC voltage across this inverter, and here we have write this inverter like VVVF inverter, variable voltage variable frequency inverter. Okay, so that's why we can write here that is VVVF. So it's also called as a VQF inverter. Then this input that output is connected to the induction motor. So that is our basic control strategy. Now we have introduced a voltage Hertz strategy for inverter fed induction motor drives. So here we have connect the feedback, okay, back inverter bed. So from the inverter we have take the lines, okay, then that is called as a reference frequency, okay, FSN star, that is connected to the summing points, okay. Then here input also side, and that is a VAN, okay, normalized voltage, okay, that is connected with 0.22 that comes from our equations, okay, that is given to the our control rectifier circuit. So in this way we can modify the our control normal system with the control system, okay, that is a closed loop system, you can see now, okay. So that is a voltage Hertz strategy in the inverter fed induction motor drives. Here the DC, that is VDC star into N, okay, that is come from this our equations, okay, that's why we can convert this by DC, okay. Here because here AC is converted into DC, then DC is converted into the AC, so that's why we can use this VDC. So from this figure you can understand how this equation we can derive previous, okay. So the next modify and another strategy for induction motor drives, that we can discuss in our next session. So in this session we have discussed only this simple volt Hertz strategy and then equations, okay. So that is a figure for voltage Hertz strategy in induction motor fed induction motor drives, okay. Thank you very much.